Hello everybody, it's been a year since we've moved to New Braunfels, Texas, from Alberta, Canada.
Yeah.
Welcome to our channel, Life with the Jacksons. We did change the name because it represents what we do at Brenda B. Jackson. So here we are, a lot of insights to share our experience, a lot of tips that we wish we would have known when we've moved here.
Yeah, 100%. It's been a year to this month, to June, that we officially became Texans.
And we haven't killed each other yet.
No, not yet, but...
Not yet.
And let's dive right into it. One of the biggest drivers for us to move was the weather.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Alberta versus Texas weather.
And absolutely, it's been the best winter that we've
Yes.
had. And as we've been getting older, we've been not enjoying the cold elements out there. And the reason why weather was a big decision was because we're always looking for a way to escape from the winters in Canada. There's not one province that has nice weather throughout the year.
And we would look at, we'd set our calendars that we need to escape from this cold weather, and we're once or twice a year get recharged so we can continue the rest of the winter when we get back.
Well, the reality check was when this year I had to go back and sell my car because we couldn't sell it or keep it here, which is another topic. And I went back in January 2024, minus 50 below. I almost died. It was a reminder that we made the great decision.
That was confirmation that it was the right choice to get out of that cold weather.
Absolutely. We have no snow. It does get chilly.
Sure. There were times it gets below zero. For Texas, that's cold.
You're not looking at escaping and looking for the next vacation. The state of Texas is huge, and you can travel within the U.S. so easily. So it's easier on the pocketbook. And since we're on that note, let's talk about the different vacations, because the weather, since when you're living in Canada, you're always looking at wanting to go on to that next vacation. And here we find that we're close to the beach, 2 international airports, San Antonio, Austin, and not too far, like three-hour drive to Houston. So we're not far for any international flights.
Yeah, and in essence, we're actually somewhat in a vacation destination already.
Absolutely.
A lot of people, their destinations are like, for example, South Padre Island, which is a 4-hour drive for us to get to. People are flying there from wherever. Florida, and Florida's not far, So options there are a lot more options here to go, and they're a lot easier to get to.
You pick up and go. The prices, you can find some really good deals at good price points. Let's talk about education.
Sure.
Because that was a big thing for us, and now that the kids have gone through a year of school, let's talk about that. Carter is 15 and just finished grade 9. Ryder was going into middle school. So middle school here is 6, 7, 8.
Correct.
High school's 9, 10, 11, 12. And then elementary is the
up to grade 6.
Yeah. So,
or up to grade 5, sorry.
Yeah.
A lot of respect is expected of the students. A lot of accountability is expected of the students. 70% is a pass. They actually do fail kids. Lots of yes ma'am, yes sir. A lot of respect is given to the teachers, principals. But overall, the education system has been fantastic. Both our kids have excelled. In Carter's, the high school, they have also what's called an AP class option, which basically gives the kids, it's a college credit course, and once you pass, again, 70% pass, and you get 3 credits allotted to you that any university in the state of Texas, they have to honor those 3 credits, and over the course of a 4-year post-secondary education, that can turn into thousands of dollars in savings for the student as they
This allows the children to take the extra course, so it frees up more time so they can focus on the school. It costs money. So it costs money to write the final exam.
True.
And they shut down the whole school pretty much.
They take it very seriously.
And their sports and clubs that they offer in the school are crazy.
It's second to none. It's fantastic, actually. The community support for all the programs. Like in grade 6, unfortunately, there is no sports they can do, but there's clubs they can take. But once you start getting into grade 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, every sport you name it is available to you. You know, our Carter's High School, for example, they have 5 football teams, if you can believe it, because football is king in the state of Texas. And the support, I mean, we went to a game, Brenda will remember, what's all this buses doing here? Next thing you know, the band is walking off the
2
buses.
bus loads.
They take their sports seriously. And it doesn't, like, football, like I said, is king, but baseball is huge, basketball is huge. The entire community gets behind the schools and the athletes, and it's very refreshing to see that.
It's a different level.
Yeah.
If you do have kids that are playing hockey, one of the things is that in Texas, you're more likely to be on a traveling hockey team.
Yes. Yeah.
So you do have hockey, but it's there's one high school hockey team, but the dynamics are a little bit different. And why we're tying it into education is because when you have a traveling, it's a fantastic opportunity for your kids, but it also takes time for the parents and commitment from the children. But one thing you have to be concerned about is that there's only a certain amount of days that you can miss, or your child can miss from school. And for our district, because every district's different, it's 18 accepted, or what do they call it? Accepted days.
Yeah.
And hockey was not one of them.
So, you know, when we, like, for example, we went to Washington, D.C., they wouldn't give us an excused absence but we complained, we wrote a letter to the board.
We just want to build awareness. It's
build
not
awareness.
so much complaining, it's awareness that you know, grade 6, there's no school sports. So if they're representing Texas and they're in a sport to begin with, it should be accepted. So some districts would accept it, and some of them didn't.
And the commitment is the same, whether you play hockey, baseball, basketball, or football. But
absolutely.
Hockey just didn't get the same respect as the other sports.
You have to be very mindful of those rules.
Yeah.
And you can actually be, what is it called? You can go to a court.
A truancy court.
Yeah, it's
they're
crazy.
They're sticklers on attendance.
Yeah.
You're there to go to school, so they expect you to be in school unless you're sick or have an excused absence.
And lots of opportunities. Like we're getting letters for Carter, and he's in grade 9 from different universities. So it's a good thing. It's a good opportunity. Healthcare.
The elephant in the room.
Well, coming from Canada, everybody says free public, health care, and that, yes, if you go into the ER, you need urgent care, you get it. You don't have to worry about taking out your wallet and paying for it. Well, we have opened our eyes. We've had to use it. We've had to use the healthcare. And in particularly, so Leon was the first one that needed urgent care.
Yeah, well, I had a kidney stone attack. Don't wish that on my worst enemy. But the bottom line is, when it happened, we went to, there's different options for your healthcare. You can go to the hospitals, you can go to, what are they called?
Urgent care
centers, and then there's another one I can't remember. But anyway,
just the walk-in.
Yeah, just walk-ins. So we went to an urgent care center, and within 5 minutes, I was in a room, and they were doing tests on me. They have labs right there. So you bring the results back to you within 20 minutes, and they determined a diagnosis and whatnot. And then they said I needed to go for a CT scan. Next day, I had a CT scan. Didn't have to, call up. I didn't have to go. The biggest thing is you don't have to go have a family doctor to get a referral. That's automatic. They give you, here you go. You call. They suggest places to call, and it's up to you to call, and you book that appointment.
You get in right away.
Yeah.
So when you're there, you pay for it, but then you get reimbursed for it back.
Yeah. As soon as they got the results from the CT scan, they suggested I go see a urologist. So, okay, well, you need to do some research on who you want to see, who's the best ones, whatever. But then you just, based on our benefits that we have, I don't need a referral from our family doctor. I just picked up the phone, called them, made an appointment, and I was in within a day to see a specialist, a urologist.
Let's recap it. You got in right away. You didn't have to wait 4 hours. You got your treatment right away, so you didn't have to take another day. and you were able to get your CT scan and see a urologist and start treatment right
All
away.
within about 4 days.
So it was
3 to 4 days.
quick,
Very
it was
fast.
done, and almost, I think 80% of it was covered.
Yeah.
So that is very manageable.
Yeah.
One of the things that we had to do is that Ryder was, we had to use ER.
Yeah.
So emergency room.
Why did
so
you have to use ER?
that was a mother freak out. That was a hockey mom moment. So Ryder was playing hockey. Long story short, a collision happened. A skate blade severed his just above his right knee. Blood was going all over the place. They did emergency. Good thing we had Coach Curry on the back of the bench there, elevating, and paramedic getting it ready.
Yeah.
I had parents helping me. Let's go to the ER. Got there, within an hour, we had stitches. We were ready to go. Now, when you're sitting there and when you're in this panic mode and you're like going through your head, oh my goodness, I'm gonna get this huge bill. I'm freaking out, as well as needing the care for Ryder, but they kept on saying, oh, you need to have x-rays. And I'm like, on a cut?
Yeah, why?
No, why?
Yeah.
And then when they come in there and they want you to sign things right away. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna sign this, but you said that you wanted to get x-rays, so I put on the paper, I'm like, no x-rays required. I initialed, and then I signed it.
Yeah.
And then I thought we were all done. And then we get the first bill coming in.
Yeah, that's the one thing that we have learned. When you're done with your service and everything's been done, bills will start trickling in. We've learned right away, do not pay the first bill you get.
But that one was only $55.
Yeah.
So we thought,
So the
oh,
small
this
one-
was
yeah.
good. And we thought, oh, it was over and done
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
And then Leon got another bill. I'm like, what is going on?
And they were bigger bills. So
Yes.
but then you got to scrutinize them. It's like they'll be the same service on another bill kind of thing. So it almost looks like it's a double dipping kind of thing. So just be aware of stuff like that. Question every bill you get. That was the biggest thing that we
Yeah.
have learned so far since we've been here. Overall, the healthcare system is not as bad as what it's been portrayed to be, in
No.
our opinion. Like I said, Brendan mentioned that, and you got to have benefits. That's one key
Well,
thing.
if you don't have benefits through your employer, like there was a time where Leon didn't have the benefits.
Right.
And so we had private benefits that you're able to buy,
Yeah.
before October. Like there's certain times
Yes.
where you can buy it, and we were able to use it. Don't pay your first bill.
Yeah.
Look at it, because all the providers in that hospital from
Yeah, as soon as
from-
you get a bill from the hospital itself just for walking through the door.
Yeah.
You get a bill for the first person that you see that says, yeah, you got a problem here, you
Yeah.
need stitches, so that's a bill.
Yeah.
Then you get a bill from the person that actually does the stitching.
Yeah.
So just be aware of that, and scrutinize every bill you get and question it. And you can actually negotiate and lower the cost of that bill.
Yeah.
So it's very important, and we've learned that in a year. Like, okay, it's trial by fire.
So you know.
We figured it
So we're
out,
telling
yeah.
you right now, so you know. All the doctors are most likely independent at each clinic, and they
Yes.
will charge you accordingly. So it's one umbrella with all the different doctors that have their own billing system in most places.
Yes,
So
that's true.
Okay.
And we can, if people want, you can put comments in our channel here. And if you want more information on healthcare, we can do a video strictly on healthcare, because it could be an
absolutely.
entire video on its own, if not many.
Well, and it could be daunting. Same
Yeah.
with the housing, same with the education,
Right.
anything that we are discussing. If there's something that you want us to go and dive into to give you more feedback and more resources, we're more than happy to help. Let's talk about housing. So,
It's more your baby on this one.
well, you know what though? It's your baby too. So,
Yeah.
we live in a fantastic community. With a lot of amenities. A lot of places in Texas, you have HOAs where homeowner associations, where they have like pools, golf amenities, basketball, pickleball, they have everything. And you pay a fee towards that, and you have these amenities. So look at the safety, look at the education, look at the school zones to see that they're all rated in that housing, and enlist a realtor that you are comfortable with. You can interview, but they can help you. But they can only help you so much because they don't know you. So you're giving them information and they're showing you what they think that you'll like. We do get cold. It does go below zero, so you do have to make sure that your irrigation systems are flushed.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is monitor the weather.
Yeah.
And we knew that it was going to get cold, so you don't shut your water off. You don't necessarily have to shut it off all year, but just be aware that during them cold spells, it gets cold enough that it'll freeze those pipes and cause you some grief in the spring when you actually go to fire it up again. But for the most part, monitor the weather, and then you get out there and drain it. And
one of the misconceptions out there in Canada is that Texas, you can buy houses for so cheap. Well, no, you cannot, unless you're buying in the middle of nowhere. Now, one of the things to remember is that you have the Canadian dollar and you have the U.S. currency. So you're dealing with currency exchange. So right now you're looking at about $1.36. So when you get the fees, you're paying $1.39. So you're almost losing 40% on the money that you're putting down on your home.
yeah,
But you have to be aware. So a $700,000 home is really, over $1 million.
Yeah.
So, so be conscious of that, put that in your mind that you have the currency exchange. If you're getting a mortgage, a lot of times you'll have the cross-border bank that you've already, like RBC, that you can buy and use your Canadian credit score to buy a home. But it's still considered a U.S. mortgage. And a lot of the U.S. mortgages are fixed terms of 30 years. So you lock it in for 30 years, the rate is locked in for 30 years, and your payment's locked in for 30 years. But you also have the ARMs. You have a 5-arm, you're waiting five years, and then the rate goes up. 7 years, rate goes up, but you renew. You can renew here in the U.S. and you're not penalized with an interest differential. So it's huge. You'll have closing costs, but you're not charged. Again, this is detailed. I am more than happy to help you if you want to put it into the comments, because there's another thing that we don't understand. They don't use lawyers here. They use title companies, and they have escrow, things that you've paid in advance. They also have options to buy down your mortgage rate. So if your mortgage rate is, say, for a 30-year term is 7%, you may have the option to buy it down 4 basis points, which is not 4%, but it is 4 basis points of say 1%. So if we went down from 7% to 6%, that's 1%. So that's considered 4 basis points. So it lowers your interest rate over the 30 years, which lowers your payments. The savings, if you did that over the 30-year period, might be about $200,000. You have to look at your break-even point. So say if it was $1 million, you would have to be in there for 6 years to get that money back. And another thing is that you have to apply for the homestead exempt. If it's your primary residence, you have to apply for the homestead exemption, meaning that you get a reduction on your property taxes. Entertainment, which we love.
Yeah, there's so much to do.
Oh.
So much to do there.
And you can do it all year round, where we can go and sit outside and listen to live music.
Every little town in Texas has little bars that they have an open stage in the back, and there's always someone playing music. The rumor has it Texas is the live music capital of the world. Austin, Texas is the live music capital of the world. They have so many small venues and small bands, and it's not Joe Blow down the street. There's some pretty big names that have actually showed up.
The country fest.
Yeah.
Jelly
Roll.
We're getting into country music, so just bear with us. Like it's just
it's
a new Texas thing.
That one we go to in the community of Green.
Yeah.
All the pictures on the wall. It's just a tiny little bar. And,
Willie Nelson.
Garth Brooks has been there. Willie Nelson, Leanne Rimes, you name it.
It's awesome.
George Strait. And you never know when they're going to show up. They might even be in town and just show up and start playing. So it's pretty cool have those options there
Yeah,
available.
a lot of Tex-Mex, a lot of
Yeah,
good restaurants
food, yeah.
inside and out. You have the rivers, you
Yes.
have the lakes, you have the ocean. It's just
There's
and
lots to do.
So much
Lots to
things,
do.
even for the kids to do. They have, you know,
Yeah.
Slitherbond, a
Massive,
big
massive
water park.
Yeah.
But it's very reasonable for all season
Yeah.
passes. And I mean, we used to travel to go to all these
Yeah,
places.
and now
so.
we have it here.
Yeah.
The amenities are here at our disposal if we choose to use it.
Absolutely.
It's really cool.
So overall, it's been a good move. We've
Yeah.
had a lot of ups and downs.
Yes.
You know, moments where, you know, we thought, did we make the right
What the
move?
heck are we doing? We were thinking.
It's, you know, and
Yeah.
the kids are adjusting. The kids want to do their own video about what they, what they've
Yeah, it'll be-
gone
it
through.
should be a funny one.
They don't want us in the room, so stay tuned. It's going to be posted on
Yeah.
this, and you know, right out like a few days after
Yeah.
this one. So we would love to hear your comments again. It is a big move away from everybody, especially if you don't know anybody living in that area and have any friends or family. If you have any comments that you'd like us to do individual videos, or you want to even reach out to us privately, we understand, we get it. Please reply, subscribe, like. We love sharing this with you, and we look forward to continuing to do this. Let this life be our best life, and we look forward to connecting with you.
Cheers.
Cheers to you all.
Texas whiskey. Until next time.